When wealthy crime novelist Harlan Thrombey is found with his throat slit the morning after his 85th birthday party, the police are quick to rule it a suicide. But something doesn't sit right, and an anonymous party has hired the world-famous private investigator, Benoit Blanc, to look a little closer. Blanc arrives at the sprawling Thrombey estate, a house that looks like a museum, and a clue board had a baby, ready to interview the entire dysfunctional family. Each family member is a caricature of wealth and privilege, and every single one of them had a reason to want Harlan gone. First, there's his eldest daughter, Linda, a self-made real estate mogul who, as it turns out, wasn't so self-made after all. Her husband, Richard, is cheating on her, a secret Harlan threatened to expose right before he died. Their son, Ransom, the black sheep of the family, is a spoiled playboy who had a massive argument with Harlan during the party and stormed out. Then there's Harlan's son, Walt, who runs the family's publishing house. He was desperate for the film rights to his father's books, but Harlan had just fired him, taking back control of his own legacy. Walt's wife, Donna, and their son, Jacob, a young keyboard warrior with some questionable political leanings, seem to be along for the ride, soaking in the family drama. And we can't forget Harlan's widowed daughter-in-law, Joni, a lifestyle guru who was double-dipping from Harlan's generosity, taking tuition money for her daughter Meg twice. Harlan had just cut her off financially. Each one tells their version of the night's events, painting a picture of a perfectly happy evening, but Blanc, with his folksy southern charm and razor-sharp intellect, sees through their lies. He knows they're all hiding something. But the key to the entire mystery lies with the one person who isn't a Thrombey, Harlan's nurse and confidant, Marta Cabrera. Marta is kind, honest, and hardworking. She was Harlan's closest friend in his final years, the only one who seemed to genuinely care for him beyond his fortune. She also has a peculiar condition: she physically cannot lie without throwing up. This makes her Blanc's living lie detector, a perfect tool to sift through the family's deceptions. Blanc asks her to be his Watson, to shadow him as he investigates, believing she saw things from a unique perspective. What Blanc doesn't know, and what the audience learns through flashbacks, is that Marta is hiding the biggest secret of all. The night of the party, she and Harlan were playing their nightly game of Go. During the game, she accidentally mixed up his medications, giving him a massive overdose of morphine instead of his usual medicine. Realizing her fatal error, Marta panics. There's no time to call for help, Harlan will be gone in minutes. But Harlan, ever the mystery writer, remains calm. He knows this will look like foul play and that Marta, the daughter of an undocumented immigrant, will face scrutiny and her family could be torn apart. So, he devises a plan to protect her. He instructs her on how to create a perfect alibi, telling her to sneak out, create tracks to make it look like he climbed to his room, and then return later, unseen. Then, to ensure the morphine overdose isn't discovered during an autopsy, Harlan takes his own life, slitting his throat to make it look like a suicide. Marta is horrified but follows his instructions to the letter, a desperate act to protect her family. She believes she's gotten away with it, that she's responsible for Harlan's death but has covered her tracks. She manages to answer the police's initial questions without vomiting, carefully telling partial truths. But her ordeal is far from over. The day of the will reading arrives, and the entire family gathers, already bickering over who gets what. They are in for the shock of their lives. The lawyer reads Harlan's final will and testament, and it's a bombshell. Harlan has left everything, his entire fortune, the house, the publishing company, his $60 million estate, to one person, Marta Cabrera. The family erupts in a storm of rage and disbelief. Their polite facades crumble, revealing the greedy, entitled vultures they truly are. They immediately turn on Marta, threatening and insulting her. Walt threatens to expose her mother's immigration status, while Joni tearfully pleads with her for money. They see her not as a person, but as an obstacle to their inheritance. Marta is overwhelmed, trapped between her guilt and this sudden, unwanted fortune. The family's true colors are on full display. They talk about her being part of the family one minute and treat her like a servant the next. This is where the plot thickens, like a donut within a donut that Blanc so eloquently describes. There's a hole in the center of this case, and Blanc is determined to find it. Meanwhile, Ransom, who seemed to be the only one to accept the will, swoops in to help Marta. He offers her a way out, a chance to confess and give him his share of the inheritance. He leads her on a wild chase, helping her evade the police and his family, all while playing the part of her only ally. But Marta receives a mysterious blackmail note with a partial copy of Harlan's toxicology report, threatening to expose her. She and Ransom go to the medical examiner's office to find it completely burned down. The pressure mounts, and Marta decides she has to confess to the family. She can't live with the guilt and the fear any longer. But just as she's about to speak, Benoit Blanc intercepts her. He's been piecing things together, and he's finally found the hole in the donut. He reveals that he found the full toxicology report, which had been mailed to him. It showed that Harlan had a normal level of morphine in his system. He wasn't overdosed at all. This changes everything. If Harlan wasn't dying from the morphine, then Marta didn't kill him. His death was indeed a suicide, but the events leading up to it were part of a much more sinister plot. Blanc lays it all out. Ransom, having been disinherited by Harlan at the party, decided to get his revenge. He knew about Marta's medical routine and her inability to lie. He snuck back into the house after their argument, switched the labels on the medicine vials, and stole the antidote from her medical bag, planning for Marta to accidentally kill Harlan. He thought she would be caught, the will would be invalidated under the Slayer rule, and the inheritance would revert to the family, including him. But Harlan, the master plotter, outsmarted him even from the grave. Recognizing the look of the medicines, he knew Marta had given him the correct one, but he also knew she thought she had made a mistake. He saw his chance to do one last good thing, protect the only kind person in his life and cut out his toxic family once and for all. His suicide was a final, brilliant move to save Marta. Ransom's plan failed, but he wasn't done. He was the one who anonymously hired Blanc, hoping the detective would uncover Marta's crime. When that didn't work, he burned down the medical examiner's office and sent Marta the blackmail note. Ransom, cornered and exposed, makes one last desperate move. He confesses, gloating that Marta can't testify against him because of the confession she made to him earlier. But he's wrong again. Marta reveals she told Fran, the housekeeper who saw Ransom meddling with the evidence, and who Ransom then tried to poison with the same morphine. Fran survived and can testify. Enraged, Ransom grabs a knife from Harlan's decorative display and lunges at Marta. In a final, fittingly theatrical moment, the knife turns out to be a retractable stage prop. Ransom is arrested, his pathetic attempt at murder foiled by a cheap toy. The rest of the Thromby family looks on, defeated and dispossessed. In the final scene, Marta stands on the balcony of her new house, sipping from a mug that reads "My house, my rules, my coffee." She looks down at the Thrombys, who are now on the outside looking in. The kind nurse, through a combination of Harlan's cleverness and her own integrity, has triumphed over a nest of vipers. She didn't seek the fortune, but she earned it by simply being a good person. It's a story that proves kindness is a sharper weapon than greed, and sometimes, the best mysteries have a hole in the middle where you'd least expect it. Enjoyed this recap? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Movies Recap Repo for more breakdowns of your favorite films.